What's up, YouTube? This is Take 5 Podcast. I'm Aaron Action.
And I'm Dustin, formerly Honey Licorice from the Pacific Ocean.
Rosie Luck.
Today's guest, host of the YouTube channel Saynes World and guitar player from Cruella de Vil. Please welcome Justin Sayne. Thanks for coming on, man. I'm glad to finally have you on.
Hell yes. Good to be here. Good to finally
join in.
Be part of the group.
Yeah.
It's all good.
All right, today's topic is top 5 underrated bands. All right, Justin, what's you have for number 5?
All right. Can I give you an honorable mention first?
We do that last. If you want to do it first,
okay.
Go ahead. Go easy. After we do our top 5, we do honorable mentions.
Okay, I'll do it last.
Okay, cool.
All right. This band, super talented. Almost too talented for the genre. They hailed from Nolens. Before they changed the name to the name that they were signed to, they were a band called Stiff. Really, they had a huge following down south. Of course, everybody knows they changed the name to Lillian Axe.
Yep.
Supremely talented.
Yeah.
I saw them live several times. I saw them in, I want to say 92 at the Alrosa. Killed. Absolutely.
They're still good.
Yeah.
Even the newer stuff. Yeah, as soon as you said Stiff, I knew what you were going to say. Yeah, that was an honorable mention. Lillian Axe was awesome.
Yep.
All right, Dustin.
That's my 5.
What'd you have for number 5?
I got a band that's still doing it to this day. They've been doing it since the 90s. And I think they go criminally underrated. But you know what? And I think it's awesome, and I do. Just so, and I'm not, stepping on your toes, but Justin was the one that chose this topic, and I know you've always welcomed guests to choose a topic if go with it. And I think underrated, talking underrated shit is always fucking cool, because I think the underrated shit is, and you've heard me say this, and I say it somewhat egotistical, but I think underrated is for the real motherfuckers, like people that know shit.
Yeah.
Like, if you like music, that's cool. I get it. But there's motherfuckers that like music, and there's motherfuckers that love music.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we all fall into that category. So I love this underrated shit. But this band goes criminally underrated, in my opinion. Like I said, they've been doing it since the 90s. They're still doing it. I respect it. Nashville Pussy.
Nice.
Fucking
I'm down.
Yeah.
Badass.
All right, Rosie, what'd you have for number 5?
I keep having to hit mute and unmute because my kids are being. So for number 5, I've got to throw one out of left field, but I do actually think these guys are really good. Probably not one that you'll expect me to throw in. They're a little bit poppy for my taste, but they're good.
Kiss.
Whoa!
See, he knows you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I promise there is nothing.
That band should have been huge.
I never heard of them, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
That is the most overrated band. But these guys, they put on a good show, and they're still at it, I think. But they're good. This is Good Charlotte.
Oh, yes.
So,
but they're huge though.
I don't think so.
When they first came out, they were playing arenas.
I always got made fun of for.
Well, I still do. I love Good Charlotte, but yeah,
I forgot you do.
Yeah, I love Good Charlotte. Yeah,
Good Charlotte. Everybody always picked on me for it.
Yeah. Don't worry, I still get it too. You're a grown ass man going to see Good Charlotte with a bunch of teenage girls. That's what it was like when I went to see it. Right on. All right. When I started this list, I thought a 5 right off the top of my head. I'm like, this is too easy. But then once I go through my my catalog, I'm like, this is kind of hard.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
like a
very,
lot of them
very
forgot
hard.
it.
Yeah.
So my number 5, this band didn't release the first album until 1989, so they were kind of late to the game. But the first album, No Respect, is solid from front to back. Davey Vane's vocals are on point and very unique. Vane.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, that record.
Yeah, man. That dude's voice is sick. So I take you like them, Justin?
Love them. Love Vane. A very unique fact about Vane, about Davey in particular, whenever he played live, he never wore shoes.
Even I know, even on the record, he didn't have shoes on. I never got to see them though, but I'd always wanted to.
Killer.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah, they're two guitar players. They played so well together. It was they sounded they kicked ass.
Right on. Ass. All right, Justin, what's that for number 4?
All right. So basically, when I came up with this topic, when I mean underrated, it means, to me, it means they should have been bigger than what they were. Absolutely. But one criteria, because I put a lot of bands on this list, and I kind of trimmed them down. My first criteria was they had to have more than one album.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of bands that had, they put out one album and then they had like maybe one hit off of it and then they, imploded. So those bands I took off. So this band, they had a American singer, Norwegian guitar player. And this band should have been huge. TNT.
Oh, yes.
I love that fucking band so much.
Oh, man. Tony's voice.
As soon as you said Norwegian guitar player, I was like, Aaron's in. That's Aaron's whoever it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just, Tony Harnell's vocals mixed with Ronnie's guitar play. It's just insane.
Yeah.
Insane. The rhythm section, as much as they changed rhythm section here and there, it was always, Tony and Ronnie just it was just badass, and just, melodies, just the songwriting, just guitar playing, it was just phenomenal. They had melodies and they had hooks for days, but I don't know why. That they were one of those bands, the typical thing, they were huge in Europe. Here in the States, we're so damn fickle, and that's one thing I don't like about the US market, is we can get so pigeonholed. We like what we like, and it's just, I don't know. But yeah, TNT, badass.
They had some heavy stuff too, man. They were good. I mean, he even sang for Skid Row for a short minute. Mm-hmm. I think he sang for Shy for a short minute. Like, yeah, he's the go-to guy, man.
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
But you mentioned bands with one album. I actually want to do a list with bands with one album. So if you're on for that one, we'll do that one eventually.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm ready.
Right, Dustin,
I'm ready right now.
Dustin, with Jeff for number 4.
Well, my next 2 are actually kind of similar in the way that they were extremely influential to a lot of bands that I know we all love, but they didn't fucking, like Justin just said. I mean, should have been bigger than what they were, as influential as they are. In the first one, number 4, Rhodes Tattoo.
Okay.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, I mean, Australian, one of those bands. I think people would know some songs and be like, oh, like we talked about with CCR, like people know a ton of their songs but have no idea who the fucking band are.
Yeah.
But Rose Tattoo influenced so many bands, and just never, but that's the cool thing about it. Once again, only the real motherfuckers know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, Rosie, what'd you have for number 4?
For number 4, I went with what?
Yay! It's mommy's turn.
I went with one of my favorite bands ever that I think could have been a whole lot bigger had other circumstances not arised. And, you know, conspiracy theories taken over. But Hole. I think Hole is supremely underrated. And I think that Courtney Love could have dominated the female-led market a lot more than she did if
Yeah, Hole's good. We've talked about Hole before. Yeah, I was a big fan of Hole. I was in that whole scene during that time, L7, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Her.
All right.
I love Hole particularly.
Yeah. Yeah, that one album, Live Through This.
Mm-hmm.
Good all the way through.
Yeah, it was great.
All right. This is a hard rock band from Canada, formed in 1982. I remember being at Buzzard's Nest Records.
Oh, damn. Holy
yeah, and they were playing this over the speakers. And I remember going up and asking them what it was. And they're like, they told me, they're like, oh, we're out, but give us your number. We'll call you when we get it in stock. And I'm thinking this band's going to be huge, man, because they're sold out. Come to find out, no, they weren't. My number 4 is Brighton Rock.
Oh, yeah. I haven't heard that band name in fucking years.
Their first album, Wild, Young, and Free, is pretty awesome, man. Like they're kind of cheesy looking, you know, but that was the 80s. But man, that first album was so good. I remember like he's like, oh, we don't have it in stock, you know. They're calling me and shit. I gotta go to the Buzzard Nest. And then I remember I still couldn't get it. I went there and it was gone. Like, how are you gonna call me?
Yeah.
Tell me you have a copy, and I get there, it's gone. So I remember like I had to find it somewhere else. But yeah, that's my number 4.
Damn,
all right, Justin. What was your number 3?
All right. And Rosie, this band has Kiss connections, specifically Gene Simmons.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Band was from Portland, Oregon, originally.
Yeah. I think I know where you're going.
Yeah.
So here's the first time I heard this band. Year was 1984. It's when they released their first album, self-titled. And I was out in Southern California, and this was to be my first trip into Valhalla, the 8,000 block and 9,000 block of Sunset Strip. I had just given this cassette of this band, had a Walkman, and I said, Justin, we're going to go cruising. We can't go any of these clubs because we're underage, but we're going to drive around, and you're going to see what's going on down here. Black and Blue.
Oh,
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Their debut album, I had in my Walkman, driving up down Sunset Boulevard, and it was just that was like the soundtrack for a couple years. Just a phenomenally talented band. Yeah.
You should go on Kiss Cruise 12.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So the Gene Simmons connection was Gene Simmons produced I think it was their third record. It's called Nasty Nasty.
That's my favorite one.
I think he wanted to manage them at some point and do some stuff. Gene Simmons basically being Gene Simmons, but fell through. But of course, obviously Tommy Thayer is in Kiss now.
Well,
so it comes full circle. But
yeah, Tommy became Kiss's tour manager and Ace's guitar tech, and now he's in the band, and I believe Black and Blue will be on the Kiss Cruise in 2023.
Nice, as they should. But yeah, Black and Blue, number 3, kick-ass band.
Very good choice.
Killer.
You sure, Dustin, you had that, didn't you?
I didn't.
I thought you would have. We talk about them a lot. I figured you would have.
But I watched the YouTube video just today about Steel Panther, and found out that the drummer of Steel Panther played on a Black and Blue record.
Really?
From the night, yeah, I think in '99, maybe. I think the dude said.
Is that
But yeah,
again
that's
Heat or something?
I don't know. I don't remember which one. Like I said, I just have to watch this dude did a quick little run through of like what all dudes Steel Panther did prior to Steel Panther, and he had mentioned the drummer played on it. I'm pretty sure he said a '90s Black and Blue record.
Right
Because
on.
they did a live record. It was called like One Night Live. I think it was in Portland. But then Jamie St. James had a side band. It was called Freight Train Jane, and I saw him with that band. I don't think I'm trying to think of who the drummer was. Jamie actually he lived in Cleveland for a while, and I saw him play at Billy Morris's place. This would have been late '90s, and got to meet Jamie. And I told him my 1984 story, and he thought that was the biggest trip in the world. He's like, dude, that's fucking badass. But yeah, it's super nice guy. But yeah, it's like I don't know I know he had a really good guitar player for that band, Freight Train Jane. Solid rhythm section, but I don't know if it was. I don't know. I actually have the CD. I have to look at it.
Right on. All right, Dustin, what you have for number 3?
Well, like I said, this other equally, I think equally as influential as Rose Tattoo. When I say I'll kind of know why this band ended. But I think they probably would have blown up bigger. Hanoi Rocks.
Oh yes.
Oh wow.
Badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Underrated. I mean, but who knows what could have happened.
Yeah, very underrated. Probably would have done a whole lot, more, somebody not killed Razzle.
Well, I didn't want to say that, but
well, I mean, also something you guys have to keep in mind is, they were again one of those bands that they were huge overseas.
Yeah.
But here they just didn't break through. They were just just again the American market.
Right, but like she said, who knows what could have happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Killer choice, dude.
Yeah.
All right, Rosie, Jeff for number 3.
So for number 3, I went with the Jeff Beck Group.
Hmm.
Right
All
on.
3 of you, the same.
Huh.
You surprise me on your picks sometimes, but man, that's a good choice.
I think that's why I'm on the show, right?
Yeah, you do throw some random stuff out there, like Adele for your A bands. Yeah.
Wow.
Just answer everything Kiss.
Yeah, that was too easy. I wouldn't even want to go there now. That's too easy. All right. My number 3 is a band that formed in 1985. They were a gimmick band. They dressed like pirates. But the singer was known as Chainsaw Kane, and we use a chainsaw on stage. My number 3 is Slave Raider.
Man, I don't know.
Nobody?
I know.
The first debut album was called Take the World by Storm. They had a minor hit called Make Some Noise. It's been on like a couple movies.
I would have to hear it.
They're cheesy because but I always liked the gimmick band, so check them out. They're different. All right.
Were they from Europe?
No, they're I think they're from Maryland, I believe.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
And don't quote me on that, but I think that's where they're from. All right, Justin, what's that for number 2?
All right. This band, they weren't around for very long, but they were kind of Los Angeles. The way I describe this band is Los Angeles' version of Cheap Trick. Their singer, guitar player, main songwriter is still in the business. He's a very, very well respected songwriter. And I remember hearing of this band again when I was in Los Angeles. They were they weren't the house band of this club, but they played there a lot. The club is called the Central. Now it's the Viper Room. And this band played. They had a really strong underground following, so big that they eventually did sign to Geffen Records. Just a timing thing. They broke up, got dropped by Geffen, but they were so talented. They actually were in a movie that you guys may remember. The band was called the Plimsolls.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
They were in the movie Valley Girl.
Yeah.
Valley Girl, absolutely, yeah.
But the
Yep.
Plimsolls, Peter Case was so fucking talented. It's just ridiculous. He played just very poppy, just melodies, but catchy as hell, and just a great songwriter from the heart. And his songs were basically, I mean, they touched everybody. Everybody could relate to one song here or there, but just they could have been huge. Could have been huge if they hadn't have imploded, and but shit happens.
Yep.
The Plimsolls, no matter those.
All right,
And
Dustin.
yeah, I just talked about Valley Girl a couple of days ago. That's wild. Yeah.
Yeah. Great movie.
Wow. Oh, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Martha Coolidge did a great job capturing, the Valley speak, which it was ridiculous, but it was real. It was a thing. It was a thing. Think about, and I'm going to kind of not really on a tangent, but I'm going to kind of this is we live in such a different world, different day and age, where it would take Valley speak years, right, for something like that in Southern California to reach Ohio. But in today's social media, it would spread within days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Sure.
the whole, just the whole like pop culture thing of like, right, gag me like a spoon, just that whole, dude, it was fucking real, and it was fucking hilarious. But yeah.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
It's a phenomenal movie.
Yeah. All right, Dustin. What you got for number 2?
Well, I know this band has been brought up before, and I believe even brought up as underrated. And they go underrated for me specifically for the reason that, I dabble with playing drums, and this drummer in this fucking band, I never realized until just within the past few years how phenomenal this dude really was. Well, yeah, it was, because he's since died, but Y&T.
Oh yes.
So fucking underrated.
Yes. Damn, I
Yeah.
forgot about that one. That's a good pick. I love Y&T.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dave
Leonard
Anicetti
Hazen,
is
man.
again one of those guys that is, just again phenomenally talented.
Yeah.
Captured, it was again on Geffen Records, and again they should have been much bigger than they were. Of course, they're known for Motley Crue opened up for them, the first gig.
Yeah.
But
Starwood.
Dave McCann, just solid
They
band.
still he's only original member, but man, he still sounds good. I seen him in Cleveland a couple years ago. And man, they were so he played for like 2 hours. Played everything, all the good shit.
And all the rest of them have died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
he's been sick too.
Yeah, I know. But Leonard Hayes, man, the original drummer, was because Jimmy DeGrasso came in the later 80s. Actually, when they switched to Geffen, like Justin just said. I think Leonard Hayes, the first 4 or 5 albums they did as Y&T, like on a major label, cause they were Yesterday and Today in the 70s.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's Leonard Hayes, man. Like I said, being someone that fucks with like rock drumming, hard rock drumming, the dude was Y&T, man. Rest in peace to all of them.
Oh yeah. All right, Rosie, what you got for number 2?
For number 2, this is completely coincidental. Is a band that is a current band, but I think they could be doing way bigger things than they are, because they're still doing small clubs and, you know, which is awesome because they put on a great show, and I like seeing them in small venues. But Bisto Blanco.
Mm-hmm.
Who is it?
Bisto Blanco.
I don't know them.
Oh, I'll fight you.
I'll have to check them out.
So Chuck Garrick from Alice Cooper's band and Calico Cooper
Oh, okay.
is in it. And then right now my friend Clay has been playing bass for him for a while because their bass player actually lives overseas, and so because of COVID he hasn't been able to come over. And then he was supposed to be on the Kiss cruise, but he got pneumonia and couldn't come, so Chuck filled in. Clay filled in again. And then they're great. They're super good. They put on a great stage show. Calico dresses all crazy, wears big dreads, makeup on her face and stuff. It's real showy, like an Alice Cooper show, because that's what Calico grew up doing and what she used to doing, and but they do it on a small stage versus a big Alice Cooper arena type thing, but they're super good. Chuck's vocals are great. Calico's vocals are great. They're so good. I actually saw them the night that Ohio shut down. They played a local venue in Cleveland, and what they ended up doing was the venue canceled the show. They canceled the openers, and then anybody that had the meet and greet, they still let the people come, but Bisto ended up playing like a 30-minute set for the people that had the meet and greet. So there was maybe 20 of us.
Wow.
So, but they didn't want people to be disappointed. They were already here when the announcement was made that day, because it was like 2:00 when they announced that the state was shutting down, So they were already at the venue and everything. And so they played for like 20 of us and still played like a whole, like a, full regular show, makeup and all. It was great. It was awesome. And then they were just on the Kiss cruise too. So that was awesome. They played 3 sets on there.
Nice.
Awesome.
But they're definitely one of my favorites. And I just think that they could do so much more, but I think that they just don't.
They're okay where we're at. They're okay where they're at.
They're okay where they're at. Yeah.
Yep.
Right on. All right. My number 2 is another Canadian band formed in 1981. This band was so good. They put out like 3 or 4 like solid records. I remember seeing them at the Newport. There's only like 5 people there. So that shows you how underrated they were. Killer Dwarfs.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man.
They're on here.
Really? Oh, I love Killer Dwarfs, man.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They were so fun. Like he's riding around on the tricycle and shit, man. They were so good, man. I never understood why people never got into them.
I don't know.
He had a great voice too.
Yeah.
Great singer.
Yep. The guitar player is just phenomenal too.
Yeah.
Great songs.
Yeah. All right, Justin, what was your number 1?
Okay. So my number 1, they hail from the big city of Chicago, Blue Island specifically. Phenomenally talented. They got pigeonholed right from the get. Put them behind the 8 ball, but they played the game. They played the game, but they were so much more talented than everybody in that genre. Donnie V specifically. And I say this because he's not in this band anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to leave it at that because there's some stuff going on that can't really go into. It's my no matter what, no. Enough fucking is enough.
Yeah.
Just melodies, songwriting, the catalog, it is insane. It is insane. It is criminally insane that a band this talented. They had a few hits, yes, but their second album, Strength, dude. Good luck beating that one.
Their new beat
Good luck.
album is so good. But as soon
I
as
will
you
just say
said
this:
Blue Island, I knew exactly where you were going.
I am Team
As soon as
Donnie
you
V.
said Blue Island.
Yeah, as much as I've hung out with Chip, several times. Super nice guy. Super nice guy. The last time I saw him, he actually remembered me from the previous time. He's like, "Dude, you still look good, man. Keep it up." Super nice guy. But when it comes to Enough's Enough, I am Team Donnie V, and I will say that to my grave.
All right, Dustin, what's your number one?
Well, you've heard me talk. We're talking underrated. You've heard me talk about this band before. Anytime underrated comes up, this band's gonna fall. If not always number one on my list, definitely on the list. The Four Horsemen.
Mm.
The Nobody Said It Was Easy record, in my opinion, is the most underrated rock and roll record ever recorded. But that band did an EP before that record called the Welfare Boogie EP, which that's the Four Horsemen for me. Those songs on that were that EP, and then there were some demo songs that later on got added to the EP. But another band, man, they was it the whole, everybody wants to conveniently use the the grunge shit kind of taken over, but man, the Four Horsemen should have, they should have just dominated something. Just like Justin's touched on a lot of bands, not like talent. Just those dudes could fucking play. Frank had few different vocal styles and could just kill. Had the attitude, everything. Like they had every fucking quality ingredient, whatever. And like I said, to me, that put out one of the most underrated records ever. But fuck, man, the Four Horsemen.
Dustin, are you about to cry, bro?
No. Somebody just got
I think he needs a tissue.
There's no crying in take 5.
No. But,
that tells you how much he loves the Four Horsemen. He's about to cry over.
For real, man. If I were to seriously, if I were to do if I were to do a band again, and I would like to do a band again, it would, in my head, I hear it would have to be very along the lines of that Welfare Boogie style shit, which is very AC/DC, but doesn't sound like how everybody else does AC/DC.
Yeah, for sure. Especially vocal wise.
Yeah. And just music wise, I mean, obvious, but yeah, that fucking band, man, goddamn.
Right on. All right, Rosie. What's Jeff for number one?
Okay, let me tell you a little story for my number one.
I'm glad we started over.
Once upon a time, there was a man named Bill. And Bill decided he was going to go to Hollywood.
Oh, shit.
And he wanted to go on the Gong Show.
Damn.
What?
I remember that. The Gong Show, yeah.
And,
yeah.
And he goes on the Gong Show, and he wins a pack of Lee press-on nails.
It's very Hollywood.
This is an awesome story.
Yeah.
And then his car broke down. And
again, very Hollywood.
Yeah. And then he got stuck in Hollywood because he didn't have enough money to get his car fixed.
Very Hollywood.
So he just stayed.
Check.
And that was in the late 80s. And that band, or that man created a band to make ends meet. That band is currently the Guinness Book World Record holder for having the most current members of a band. And I believe also the most members in a touring band.
Huh.
And that band is
Wow. Hell yeah. That's awesome.
they are so well known for
Yeah.
one song.
Yeah.
Dun,
But
dun,
let me
dun,
tell you,
dun, 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 dun. Little pig, let me put my hair on my chinny chin.
their entire library is actually excellent. And their stage show is obviously phenomenal. And truth be told, they're really like the nicest guys and girl. Can't forget Slim. But
Never do.
they're
Sorry.
so good. They're so good. And they are absolutely underrated and awesome.
Right on.
Green
Wow.
Jello sucks.
All right. I've talked about this band a lot on the show because they're one of my favorites of all time. It's funny, they put out an album in the mid 80s. The singer left and they got Sebastian Bach, pre-Skid Row, singing for him. And then they put out another record like 3 years ago. So out of 2 records out in like almost 30 years. My number one is Madam X. Finally, after all these years, I finally got to see them. They played a show in Detroit because they're from Detroit. Went up there a few years ago and finally got to see them. Original lineup. Played pretty much the whole album. I was stoked. It was so good, man. I know I talk about this band a lot, but man, like, I think they should have been so much bigger.
Aaron, you know,
I was scrolling through Facebook a couple of weeks ago, and it was like a This Day in History post or something. And I was like, ooh, damn, who's that? That dude is hot. And it was like a promo shot of Madam X's original singer or former singer, Sebastian Bach. And I was like, God damn it.
Yeah.
I don't want to think Sebastian Bach is hot. He was like 17 or something. I was like, God, man, come on. I was so mad. Mad at myself.
It's funny because the singer,
like, first of all, it's Baz, and secondly, he was like a minor or barely legal or something.
Yeah, you probably weren't even born yet.
No, I was very disappointed in myself when I saw that post. Very disappointed.
I like that.
Yeah, like they the singer like quit during like mid tour or something. They got Sebastian Bach. When they played Alrosa, and Sebastian Bach sang for him that night. And I remember when Madam X played Alrosa, but I was too young to go. And I didn't know till like, probably 20 years later that Sebastian actually played that show. I thought, I always thought it was the original lineup that night. Yeah. It was pre-Skid Row. It's pretty crazy.
Damn.
And like I said, Foxy Roxy played drums.
Yeah. From Vixen. Yep.
Who went on to be Vixen. Yep.
Roxy Petrucci.
Yeah. And her sister was on guitar.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Maxine.
Yeah.
Good shit. All right, Justin, what you got for honorable mentions?
Since we're going on this long, I could turn this into like 10 honorable mentions, but I dwindled it down to 4. And I'll make kind of you've heard of a couple of these bands. One you probably definitely haven't. So I'll go kind of in order. This is a family friend, and the band was kind of known as soon as members would leave the band, they would get in another band, they would become famous. Nader the Priest is a family friend. His band, London.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Nader and Lizzie worked so well together. They were like, I don't know, man. They were just the two dudes who influenced me without really knowing until later how much influence they actually had on me. My Aunt Althea was a friend of Nader's. When Larry was thrown in jail several times, Nader would actually stay with my Aunt Althea, just keep her company and just make sure she was doing okay. But yeah, London. Maybe they should have been big, maybe they shouldn't have, but they should have at least gotten a shot.
Yeah.
Pretty much they actually put out, London actually put out 2 records, but then Nader put out another record in like the like 89 on just under the Priest's name.
Yep.
Yeah.
And maybe Nader wasn't the greatest songwriter, but I love him to death. We've gotten to talk, we've gotten to meet, on several occasions. Just a super, super nice guy. Love him to death. I just had to mention that. This next band was a local Cleveland band. This would have been late 80s, early 90s. Supremely talented, helmed by the Zuder brothers. They were called Out of the Blue. If you don't know this band, look them up. You'll find either video clips when they played the Akron Agora, which was Northeast Ohio's version of the Alrosa before it was closed down. Long story. But for a very short time.
Still here.
What's that?
The Agora is still here.
The Akron Agora? No.
Oh no, Cleveland Agora is here.
Totally. You're. It's like trying to compare Columbus and Cleveland. They're totally different. The Akron Agora. The Akron Agora was the rock and metal club for Northeast Ohio. It was almost as well known as, this is by no means disrespect to the clubs in Southern California, but it was almost like the Troubadour or the Roxy. It was the Akron Agora held a very, very special place to us musicians in Ohio.
So it was before I moved to Akron then.
It was I can't remember the year it actually closed down, but there was a band that was booked that night, and they actually showed up. And the owner, Fiora, said, "Sorry, we're closed."
Oh, wow.
And it turned in nobody knew. And it turned into a country bar called the Boot Scoot and Saloon. No disrespect to country music, but that place can kiss my ass.
Fantastic.
And that was a severe blow. It was basically like, to us people in Central Ohio, if Shock 2 goes to play the Alrosa and Rick says, "Sorry, we're closed." We've become a country bar. Nobody knew.
Wow.
Nobody knew. But check out Out of the Blue, because they were CJ and Mike Zuder, the singer and guitar player, phenomenally talented, just hooks and melodies. Just Ross Parrish, of course, everybody knows him as the guitar player for he was in Out of the Blue for a very short time. Lexi, the old bass player, he was in Out of the Blue for a short time.
Damn.
Just phenomenally talented. My third band, I'm going to make this short. My third band, so good. They should have been bigger, but just it is what it is. Badlands.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Badlands.
Yeah.
They were so fucking good. I met Jakey Lee, Monsters of Rock Cruise, 2013. And that was the first time he actually came out of hiding in 15, 20 years. he told a lot of stories about Ray Gillen, and he's very, very sad. But Ray's thing was, as a singer, and this is very rare, when doing the mixing for either records or for live shows, he would always say, "More guitar, more guitar." Usually, singers say, I need lead vocals in the wedges here. I need to hear myself." Ray always said, "More guitar, more guitar." My fourth band, everybody knows because of this is Jason Newsted's former band. This band kicks so much ass. They unfortunately are known for Jason Newsted's former band, Flotsam and Jetsam.
Yeah.
Killer band. Should have been much more. They should have been part of the big four.
Yeah.
Thrash bands. They were just fucking. They kicked your ass. Killer, but it is what it is. That's my honorable mention.
Awesome. All right. Dustin, what'd you have for honorable mentions?
I only have a couple. One of them we've talked about before, Fastway.
Yeah.
They should have that first record definitely should have went bigger, and then the Trick or Treat soundtrack, fucking
Amazing.
yeah. That should have been that should have been the record that like where they should have blown up. But yeah, Fastway. And another one, man. Some people might want to debate if this band was underrated or not. This band was supposed to be in the 70s, the early 70s, um, because so many like British bands, bands from Europe were making it. So this band got signed. Ted Templeton produced it, put out the first record, Montrose.
Mm.
I think there was a lot more hope for Montrose than what they did. I mean, they, dare I say, should have been as big as Van Halen. But those were the couple I got, man.
Okay. Rosie, what you got?
For honorable mention, I think I was a little bit predictable, but Pretty Boy Floyd.
Yeah. I love that band.
Yeah, see, I would have had them, but I knew you would. That's
I mean, they're great.
They are.
They definitely should have been bigger than they were. Or
they came out too late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm super proud of them. They're making such a big comeback right now. They've got so many dates for 2023 that have been and haven't been announced, and they're doing great right now. And I've got a list full of things to do for them right now. So
you talk about a band that's had a lot of members in that band.
Oh yes.
Damn.
Damn. Yeah.
They've had as many members as Skid Row's had singers.
Yeah. Hey,
oh shit.
You got any more? All right. I'll go through. I have a couple. Go through them pretty quick. This one here would have actually been on my list, but I thought you would have had it, Dustin. We talk about them all the time. Circus of Power.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
It would have been in my top 5, but I thought you would have had it, so I didn't put it. I mean, Circus of Power is amazing. We had the guitar player on, Justin. He's been on the show.
Really?
Yeah.
Gary Sunshine.
Yeah, Gary Sunshine.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then I had kind of a newer band, but Crash Diet from Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Sugar Tooth.
Oh yeah, that first record.
That first record is sick, man.
Yeah, that I agree with that one, because what they did was in that very pivotal time of like when like alternative stuff was like the mirror, in my opinion, to like what the grunge shit was doing. So yeah, man, I think Sugar Tooth should have. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a I got a band for you guys.
All right.
This is on my list. Dirty Looks.
Yes, they were on mine. Yep.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Dustin, you were talking about that that one album that came out that just absolutely fucking smoked. This band came out with a fucking album that should have been fucking massive, but it was just, maybe a couple of years too late. It was Shotgun Messiah, Second Coming.
I had them too. Yep.
Yeah.
They fucking killed.
Yeah.
They were so fucking good.
Both of those bands I seen Dirty Looks at the Alrosa. Then I seen Shotgun Messiah at the Newport. It was in the 90s, so it's kind of when, there was nobody there. But yeah, those are two great picks. I had them from it. Then I had Nitro.
Yeah.
They were kind of over the top, but they were fun. Seeing them at the Alrosa.
Yeah.
Here's one.
I saw fucking the guitar player, Jesus Christ.
Michelangelo.
Yeah, Michelangelo. He did God, this would have been late 90s. He did a guitar clinic. When I was living up in Cleveland for one of my bands. He did a guitar clinic for this music store called Lentines, which is now it's gone.
That was in was Lentines on Bagley Road?
They had 3 of them.
Okay.
The one that they had the clinic was there. Yeah, it was on the west side of Cleveland. Yep. You talk about a dude, coked out of his fucking mind. But he told stories. He played fucking brilliantly. He brought up the fucking double neck. He fucking, blazed that through that shit. Dude is fucking gone. But great guitar player.
Yeah.
Great guitar player.
Yeah, I seen them at Alrosa a couple times. They played once with the Gods.
Oh, really?
Alrosa, back early 90s.
Damn.
All right, I got. Well, go ahead. Go ahead, Justin.
One band, a couple bands I remember seeing at the Alrosa, the very odd groups scene. This would have been mid 90s, 93, 90, 94-ish. They're called Wicked Alliance. Ring a bell?
No.
Yeah, I've heard that name.
So I don't know
You guys
that.
make me feel so old.
Jakey
So
Lee.
young.
Jakey Lee. Mandy Lion.
Yeah, I totally
Crazy fucking dude was nuts.
Yeah.
Jakey, when I met Jakey Lee, I'm like, dude, you have to tell me about Mandy Lion. Of course, he told me millions of stories, but if you don't know who Mandy Lion is, he basically looked like the Undertaker, the wrestling guy.
Yeah.
Black fucking hair down to here. Just he always had to have a cape. But and had Wicked Alliance had Dirty Looks rhythm section.
Nice.
And they were really, really good. Bizarre. I was maybe one of like 40 people there. Just
I do vaguely remember that band.
I don't remember. I'm gonna have to check that out.
I'm surprised
they have a couple singles that you can find them on YouTube. Listen to a song called "The Rust." It's killer. It might be under like Mandy Lion or WW3 or whatever, but yeah, they had a song called "The Rust."
I knew WW3. I remember them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They were going to make my list, but they were too far out there to be on my list. WW killer band.
Yeah.
They had pretty much Dio's rhythm section.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mandy, that dude's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Nuts.
Here's one I thought Dustin would have had. Little Caesar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
How about Jet Boy?
Jet Boy. Yep.
Yeah.
They had a huge kind of very, very, they were from Frisco, but they had a very loyal LA following. They were in with the Guns N' Roses guys. They were in with all the bands. They were kind of like a band's band.
Yeah.
A killer.
It's always talked about that they should have, that Feel the Shake record should have blew up.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy
killer.
Yapa from fucking Hanoi Rocks played on it, was in the band then. Yeah.
Hey, what about Rock's Gang?
Yeah, Florida. Yeah.
Yeah.
Their guitar player, I can't remember that dude's name, but he had the long black hair, played Les Paul, speed guy. But yeah, that singer was he was almost like an into fucking bondage.
That
I'm
first
serious.
record
He was like
so good now.
Yeah, it was killer.
Yeah.
Killer. But yeah, it was kind of tough to market.
Yeah.
Tough to market.
All this Ohio talk is awesome, but you guys Justin keeps bringing up LA, and it's making me want to give a shout out to the LA Maybe, because they're awesome.
Maybe
and
they are. Maybe they aren't.
are and during 18 in Life last week, Baz had previous to like that night, Baz had heard the singer Goliath in the artist lounge singing 18 in Life, and Baz pulled him out of the crowd and had him sing with him while he was doing it, because he is so good. So if you like those kind of vocals and you're into that, then I suggest that you check out the LA Maybe.
I think I've heard them. I recognize the name.
They're really good.
Check them out.
Yeah.
I got one last one. A band called Psychotica, a glam industrial band from New York. They when I lived in Florida back in the 90s, they used to play there a lot. Once they opened for Tool, and another time they played with the Impotent Sea Snakes. And there was like 5 people there. Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, but they were really cool. Like most people wouldn't like them because, they play with Tool, more of the industrial type fans or whatever, but everybody considered them glam, but then they're kind of like too industrial for the glam. You know what I mean? It was kind of, but they were really good. Their first album was pretty awesome.
Definitely, that's in my wheelhouse. I'll have to check that out.
Right on. All right, anything else?
Oh, Rough Cut. That was on my list too. Rough Cut.
They should have blew up. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Shortino's. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, he even got to sing on the Hearing Aid song, so he's got to be good.
The guy that I went to high school with, he played in Rough Cut for a couple of years.
Nice.
Yep.
Tuff's going back out on tour. Since we mentioned Pretty Boy Floyd, we might as well mention Tuff.
Yeah, they're playing the Kenny Oz Fest in Cincinnati.
Nice. I wish George DeSaint would get his shit together and get back with Stevie, but that's not going to happen. I always loved George as a guitar player, and just I don't know, just his style, of course the fucking hair was massive, but George, man, I wish he would just get his shit together, but it's not gonna happen.
Oh yeah. All right, anything else? All right, Justin, we're gonna find you on social media. Go ahead and promote.
All right. The band Cruella de Vil, you can find our website. It's cruelladeville.com. It's CRUELLADVIL.com. You can check us out there. We have one single that's up there. You can check us out on Instagram. It's cruella.deville.music. I am on Instagram as well. It's justinsayne.music. That's it. Yeah, check us out.
What about your YouTube channel? Like your
Oh yeah, Jesus Christ. Saynes World. There's that too. To find the channel easiest, put in Saynes World channel. Because if you just type in Saynes World, guess what comes up?
Yeah.
Wayne and Garth. It's not me. So Saynes World channel. I'm almost monetized. It's pretty bitchin', man. It's a rad channel. I just talk about the hard rock and heavy metal bands, what they're doing, who's going on tour, who's releasing singles. Sometimes I'll even put my real estate hat on and show rock stars buy and sell houses. It's pretty bizarre channel. You gotta check it out.
Yeah, you have some great stuff on there. I've been going through and binging a lot of. You got some good stuff on there.
Cool, thanks, man.
Yep. All right, is that it?
I've got the Bruce Kulick New Year's Eve. We still have tickets available for that. You can come to the Bruce Kulick New Year's Eve Experience Facebook page to get all the information. But you get 2 shows with him and his band. Get to go golfing with him, brunch, dinner, all kinds of stuff. Las Vegas, New Year's Eve, 2 full days with Mr. Bruce Kulick.
Nice.
How
This amazing
how is
band.
Gene Simmons letting that happen?
Yeah, who gets the royalties from that?
Yeah.
I wonder.
Not me.
Just saying.
All right, thanks,
So
Justin, for
tight-fisted.
coming on, man.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
come back on if you want, man. This is a lot of fun.
Absolutely, I got stories for days, man. We haven't
Oh,
even
yeah.
touched it.
All right,
Service.
right on. 5 and out.